I'm Abiola Jackson. This is the Entertainment News and Celebrity Gossip TV for Thursday, March the 13th. In Entertainment News today, Xavier Worthy's fiancee Tia Jones granted protective order against the Chiefs star after his strangling arrest. This is courtesy of Mail Online. That's the dailymail.co.uk, dailymail.com. Shout out to them. Fair use, dear use. So, the woman who accused the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy of attacking her last week, resulting in a case in which the district attorney has so far declined to pursue charges, has been granted a protective order against him by a Texas judge. Attorneys for Tia Jones confirmed the order in a statement to the Associated Press on Wednesday night. They added that Jones is fully cooperating with the law enforcement and they continue to actively investigate the violence that occurred. Ms. Jones has chosen to use her voice to speak up for herself, said Angelica Cagliano, who is representing the woman along with attorneys Addie Morrow, Leslie Booker, and Denise Cardiza. In doing so, she's looking forward to the facts and circumstances of that night coming to light through the formal legal process and getting the justice that she deserves. Worthy was arrested last Friday and held in a county jail on a charge of assault on a family or a household member in which their breathing was impeded or choking in common terms. He was released the following day when Williamson County District Attorney Sean Dick said that his office has spoken with witnesses but was not accepting the case at that time. That's Xavier Worthy and his fiancée Tia Jones in the spotlight after the Chief star was arrested. You see them again. There's Xavier Worthy. Also, he was arrested on Friday. He was in the jail. So William County includes part of Austin. William County includes parts of Austin where Worthy played college football at the University of Texas. In a statement, Worthy's attorney Chip Lewis and Sam Bassett said that their client was innocent of charges against him. They said the allegation was made by a woman who has been living in Worthy's home and that she has been asked to leave multiple times over the last 2 weeks upon discovery of her infidelity. She refused to vacate the residence and made a number of extortive efforts prior to resorting to the baseless allegations against Mr. Worthy. The complaint further destroyed a room in the residence, scratched Mr. Worthy's face, ripped out parts of his hair, which there is photographic evidence of. Worthy told law enforcement at the time of this incident that he did not want to press charges against the complainant. She said on Saturday they're aware of the situation and still gathering information. Worthy was chosen by the Chiefs with the 28th overall pick in last year's draft after setting the record for the fastest 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. That's the NFL star asking his then fiancée to marry him in a romantic beach proposal, which was stupid, in my opinion, back in July of 2024, only knowing the woman for less than a year or under a year or so, or not even that long, and you ask her to marry her right away. I think that was a dumb move. Worthy and Jones wearing personalized hoodies celebrating their partner's sporting success. He got off to a quick start by scoring a pair of touchdowns in his NFL debut, and after a mid-season lull, he became the Chiefs' go-to wide receiver as they chased an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl title. Worthy finished with 59 catches for 638 yards, 6 TDs, while running 20 times for 104 yards and 3 more scores. He was one of the few bright spots for the Chiefs' 40-22 loss to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl II, where he caught 8 of his targets for 157 yards and a pair of touchdowns at the Superdome in New Orleans. That was a Super Bowl game. On this, I've done a story on this already in my previous video about a week or so ago. I guess according to the article, the woman scratched his face, pulled up parts of his hair, damaged a part of the residence of the home that they lived in, according to Xavier Worthy's attorney, and according to Xavier Worthy, that's what she did. That's allegedly what she did. This is all alleged. We don't know if this is true or not. They say Xavier Worthy's attorneys and his representatives have the evidence. They say they have the evidence to show that this indeed happened. And on Tia's side, Tia Jones' side, she's wants to get an executive restraining order because she has proof that she was assaulted in this stuff. Oh man. She hired an attorney, according to the article. Man. Wow. I'll leave my thoughts and comments off. I'm not going to judge who's right and who's wrong in this situation because this is all alleged. When you're going through the court systems and you're trying to prove your case, Xavier Worthy's representatives and his peoples are trying to prove their case to the judge. Tia Jones's attorneys and representatives and her peoples are trying to prove their case to the judge. So again, I'm not going to judge and speculate at this point in time who's right and who's wrong. So I'm not going to criticize that part of the situation. Again, obviously, you don't want to press charges. Xavier Worthy didn't want to press any charges. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'll wait till the due process plays itself out. Then I'll comment on that aspect of the situation. But what I do want to comment on, and I've mentioned this already. I said this already in my last video. This is what I'm going to comment on. And I said it earlier here in this video here. Why the hell would you marry a woman or propose to why the hell would you propose to a woman that you hardly know from a can of paint after knowing her for what? Under a year? You've known her for 2 years or less? Then you're gonna propose to her? I mean, what kind of to me, it's like you're not using your brain. You're not thinking before you do. You're not thinking before you do things. You're not thinking before you propose to her. You're not thinking before moving her in to live with you in a new house in Texas, according to what the article said. You're not thinking. You're not thinking properly. You're not vetting. You have to vet the woman. You're not vetting her. You have to vet the woman. You need to vet the woman. You have to vet her. Vet her to see if there's any red flags. Vet her to see if she's compliant consistently, day in and day out when you're with her. You have to vet her before you make all these ridiculous moves that you did within 2 years. You have to vet her. And so I blame Xavier Worthy. I blame him. He is to blame for all this fiasco and all this mess. I blame him. He is to blame because he did not vet the women properly. It's all on him. I gotta blame him. So, I mean, for all this stuff with his hair being pulled out, the woman scratching his face, he's to blame. You allowed her to move into your home in Texas. You allowed her to move into your home, a brand new home. You allowed all that. Now you want her off. Now you want her off your premise. You try to get her off after 2 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. Like you move it. It's like too much too goddamn soon. Too much too goddamn soon. That's my point here. Too much too soon. You move too fast. You have to vet the woman. You got to go through the vetting process. Too much too soon. Too much too soon. This is where I want to. That's where I want to take. That's where I want to take my comments on. I'm not going to comment, like I said, on the judicial process because everything is going through the legal system right now. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm talking about it. I want to comment from that perspective, where Xavier Worthy was wrong and what he should have done. Should have vetted her. You got to vet the woman, in my opinion, before you marry the woman. You got to vet her for at least 5+ years before you marry this chick, especially a man of his status. Xavier Worthy is a high-profile NFL athletic player for the Kansas City Chiefs. You got a high status. You're one of the top dogs in the league. You're in a high status. A man of his caliber, you can't. I mean, you gotta do things methodically. Everything has to be done methodically, and what he did there is not methodical. This is not a methodical process. A methodical process is not marrying a woman within 2 years that you hardly know from a can of paint. A methodical process is not moving a woman into your home, a brand new home to a woman that you hardly know and you think you know. You have to vet the woman. So I blame him. He's to blame. He's to blame. He is to blame. Not her. It's him. He's to blame. So like I said, all this stuff that's happening nowadays, he brought it on himself. Like I said, you live and learn. You're young and you live and you learn. 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 That's it. You live and you learn. And then she said, according to the article, he wanted her off the premise because she committed some sort of infidelity. She did some sort of infidelity. So basically, in other words, in so many words, she cheated on him. She cheated on him with another guy. She cheated on him with another guy, according to the infidelity. Basically. Like I said, this is all alleged. This is all alleged. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm just going by what I read, and that's it. So, like I said, man, that's the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, man, don't rush things with a woman like that. You gotta take your time and vet her up. You have to vet. Don't marry a woman within 2. They hardly knew each other. I think within 2 years, within a year or two, he proposed to her on a beach. He proposed to her on a beach last year. And I think last July. The article says last July. Proposed to her on a beach. Moved her into the house. Jeez, man, I tell you, man, it's too much too soon. Too much too soon. Man, you hardly know the woman. You hardly know the woman. You don't know her from a can of paint. Look what she's doing. Infidelity, according to the article. Then you want to try to get her off the property for 2 weeks. You see. I mean, this is what happens when you don't vet the woman properly. You don't go through the vetting process to vet her the way you're supposed to be vetting her. This is what's going to happen, man. This is what happens. Yeah, you have to have the patience to vet the woman, especially a man of his caliber, for at least 5+ years before you marry the chick. Marriage is a serious business. Marriage is a serious business. It's not fun and games. It's a serious business. See, so it's at that. So before you get to that stage, you gotta go through that vetting process. It's so important. And the vetting process is all about consistency. You gotta be consistent. Everything when you vet the woman, she has to be consistent on all points and where you want her to be consistent. Yeah, that's the key. You got to be some sort of consistency. See, it's like I said, I blame him. I blame him for all. I blame Xavier Worthy. I blame him. Jesus, man. All I gotta say is we'll see how everything plays out in the courts. We'll see how what's gonna happen, man. All I gotta say is, man, it's 50-50. At this point, it's 50-50 if the Kansas City Chiefs ever are gonna keep Xavier Worthy. It's 50-50. It's not guaranteed they're gonna keep him now. See, that's another thing too. When you do the things that I've already explained that he did, and didn't vet the woman properly, and propose to her, move her into your home, and then she's doing all this kind of madness. And then she's pressing charges against you, saying you did this and did that. You're putting your career in jeopardy. That's another thing too. All that money you made, all that money that you made, that you're making in the league right now, bro. All that money you made. Look, all that money's. Who's to say? Let's say the Chiefs. Let's say Kansas City cuts Xavier Worthy. Let's say they cut him. Who's to say that another team's gonna want him? Who's to say that? It's not guaranteed that another team's gonna want him. Look at the Ray Rice situation with Ray Rice. How it was found out that he abused his fiancee at the time. Look, and then he eventually he was out of the league. He didn't play in the league anymore. Ray Rice. Look at Ray Rice. Look, he got cut out of the league. He's gone from the league. Look, He's out of the NFL. Look, man, that's what I tell you, man. When you're a caliber player, one of the top dogs top dog receivers in the league, and you're in that type of echelon and caliber type of player, man, you gotta watch every move that you do. You gotta watch what you make. You gotta watch what you're doing. We're talking about dollars and cents. We're talking about dollars and cents. You don't want to mess up your dollars and cents. I'm talking about millions. I'm talking about millions of dollars and cents. Millions upon millions he's making. Then you go in there and you have a woman that potentially could sabotage your career. Look, accusing you of assault. You choked her and assaulted her, according to the article. Look, see, the Kansas City Chiefs organization, the Hunts, the Hunt family. The Hunt family owns the Chiefs. The Hunt family sees all this. How do you think they're gonna feel? Yeah. That's why I say it's a 50-50 chance he stays with the team next season. They might cut him. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him. I hope they don't cut him. I hope they don't. I hope they don't cut Xavier Worthy. He's a very good player. Xavier Worthy's a very good player, and I hope they don't cut him. I hope not. But I mean that's the reality of it. Yeah, that's the reality of it. I mean, this is you got to look at it from the owner's perspective, from the organization's perspective. Look, Jesus, man. I hope they don't cut him. I pray hope they don't cut the man, because he's a very good player. It's just a shame that it got to come down to this. It's a shame. It's a shame it got to come down to this. Like I said, it's his fault. He got himself to blame. 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 Man. Moving the woman to the house. He moved her into a brand new house. He proposed to her within 2 years. Within 2 years. I think they met, 2023 or 2024? Proposed to her within a year or two. Look. Man, too much too soon. Too much too soon. Man. Boy, oh boy. I tell you, man. I don't know. I guess that's all I got to say about that. I mean, I've exhausted everything that I've had to say. I've exhausted my opinions and thoughts about this already. I mean, that's all I got to say. I got nothing else on this. That's it. Like I said, I hope Xavier Worthy can. I mean, this is a lesson it's a lesson that he's got to learn, and I hope that he can make improvements in his life, and try to do better. I hope Xavier Worthy tries to do better, and hope he understands and realizes that you're a star athlete. You got to watch what you're doing. You have to watch how you go about things when you're dealing with a woman. You have to be careful and watch what you're doing. Watch what you're doing and watching how you maneuver and work and deal with women. You gotta be aware of these kind of things. You have to. I mean, yeah, you gotta be aware of all that. Like I said, it's a lesson he's got to learn, man. I mean, and I hope he stays with the Chiefs. I hope he stays with Kansas City. I hope they don't cut him. I hope he stays with the Chiefs. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how everything plays out in the courts, and we'll see how it goes. That's all I got to say about this. Hit the like and subscribe button for more entertainment news and celebrity gossip TV. Give me your comments and thoughts about this thing, about the Xavier Worthy thing. Any comments or thoughts? I mean, that's it. That's all I got to say. Nothing else. Until next time, peace. Take care.